Hello everyone, I am just waiting to put my phone on vibrate. 1 second. Okay, apparently my audio is not working. Okay, can anyone see anything? Okay, there we go. We was having a technical issue, but we are good now. Good morning everyone who's here. Um, it is, what is today? January 10th. This is YouTube Live. We're going to be doing another Write With Me. The last story we did. Yay, Stacy could hear me! Yay, thank you, Stacy. The last one we did was the mummy one. That one we finished entering the pros for yesterday. I was going to put it together to share with you, but my power has been out since yesterday because of the storm. So I will be putting that all together. I'm just going to put the unedited pros in there, and I will share that with you either in these notes or next Tuesday's notes. But either way, I will share that with you all. Take a drink real quick. No, I'm not, because that is way too hot. I'm going to burn my tongue. Excuse me. All right. Eventually, I'm going to not have these allergies or this cold, and everything is going to be amazing. But anyways, today I thought we would have a little bit of fun. We haven't really, or at least I haven't really done any young adults when I'm showing things. So I think today we're gonna do a young adult middle grader story. I was thinking that we're gonna do maybe like a kid or like a teenager, probably a kid, because teenagers are kind of, I don't know, they'd probably break a window to escape. But a kid that's locked in a magic shop after hours, and then he finds out all the masks and costumes and dummies and everything. They come to life once the doors are locked. So I thought that might be fun to do. A little bit out there, kind of like a, I don't know, like an R.L. Steiny type thing. So we'll do that and we'll see what happens. So we're gonna start off. I'm gonna cough again, so excuse me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're just going to start. Oh, I was a bad girl. I did not make a Notion thing for this. Let me get in here real quick. And then I'm going to share my screen as soon as I do that, just so I can get in here without everyone seeing all my information. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, I'll show you guys how to do a project. How about that? That'll be interesting. Let me share my screen. And then we're going to do the entire screen of this. Okay, so you all should be seeing my screen and my screen only now. Which means I am going to pause real quick. Okay, so this is my superstructure. This is going to be one of those days. This is my superstructure page on Notion. This is where I have all my information for the stories I'm writing and whatnot. You can see the mummy mystery is actually right here. That's the one I'll be sharing with you all either in the notes today or next week. Either way, I promise I'll put the unedited prose in there for everyone to see what the prose did bring us. So for this, because I'm creating a new project, I'm going to click on New Series. This actually links directly to Rexy, which is the FFA proprietary software. With that said, I did not introduce myself. I'm sorry, I am all over the place today. My name is Shirley Nahosa. I'm actually a staff member with the FFA. So when you hear me talking about the FFA or Rexy, I'm actually part of that company, and so that's why I'm showing this off, because I'm also in there using the software. Just, it's really good software. I enjoy using it. Okay, so I have my new series here, and we're just going to call this for now. Let's see, what can we call this? We'll just call it Magic Shop for now, because I am very unoriginal with my titles. Yay! Jen says she sees a screen. Hello, cool gamer. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we have this project in here, so I'm going to jump into my Rexy, and I am going to make sure I'm linked to the correct project. Why are you not showing up? That's interesting. Okay, it's right here. So I did that right. And it's not there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just clear my cache and refresh. So that would let me, hopefully that'll refresh and find the project. Yep, there it is. It just needed a little bit of a refresh. So that's, anytime you're having that problem, if you are in FFA and have this software, if you're not seeing your project you just created, come down here and just clear the cache, and that'll allow it to refresh and you'll get the information you want. So I do not want these titled like this. I'm going to load this again. There we go. And I'm going to change the title to Magic Shop. Then I'm going to auto log. The reason I'm doing the auto log is because sometimes I forget what the prompt is I've used. With this, I could go into my auto log, which is actually right in here, and I can see the prompt information and the parameters I use and everything like that. So that's really useful for me because with the memory thing, sometimes I forget exactly how I've worded something. Okay, so we have that loaded in here. And I believe we have a prompt for actually generating, let's see, system prompt. Okay, I do not want an editing prompt though. Let's go into the library. And I'm going to come into here, ideas and inspiration. Here we go. Hello, Ms. Swift. Welcome, welcome. And we're going to do one story premise. And we're going to click load prompt. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to edit this. We're going to put young adult. I guess I'll put if I can spell it, I guess I'll put middle grade here as well. We'll see if it knows that or not. And then the idea is a kid is locked in a magic shop after hours and finds out what are we doing? The masks, costumes, dummies, I'll put and dummies, come to life once the doors are locked. Okay, so that's going to be our field idea. And it's going to, or not our field idea, but our ideas, and this is a field, my apologies. So we say, give me one novel premise, or I'm sorry, one novel story premise for the genre of, and then this right here genre is going to take from over here. That includes the ideas. So there we go. I'm going to call this story premise prompt. I won't put prompt, story premise idea. There we go. I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change my settings. I guess I can stick with turbo for now. But I was having, let me see, where is it? Yeah, we'll just do turbo. Temperature, I'm going to keep at 1. We're going to see what we get. Top P, I'm going to keep at 1. We're going to see what we get. Okay, so I'm just going to process this with GPT 3.5 Turbo, and we're going to see if it gives us anything that's useful. Okay, so 1 second. All right, so the premise is, in the heart of the bustling city stands a mysterious old magic shop owned by Mr. Elias. We're going to say Elias. It's my story, so I get to make up the name. A repulsive and a repulsive. Wow, I just made this guy repulsive. That's horrible. Poor guy. I apologize, Mr. Elias. He's a reclusive and eccentric magician, not a repulsive one. 12-year-old Max Turner. Isn't that the guy's name from Hocus Pocus? Anyways, 12-year-old Max Turner, an imaginative and curious kid, loves spending his afternoons immersed in the enchanting world of tricks and illusions that the shop offers. It's generating a lot. One evening, Max gets accidentally locked inside the magic shop as the last customer leaves. Panic quickly sets in as he desperately tries to find a way out. Is this writing the entire story for me? Okay, no, it's not. Okay, we're good. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this, and I'm actually going to toss this into my No, I'm going to put it in my Notion slot. I was going to toss this into one of my save slots in here, but I think I'm just going to toss it into my Notion where I want it. So this is a story premise. So we're going to put this under premise. Okay. So one evening, Max accidentally gets locked inside. I just read that, and my apologies. So panic quickly sets in as he desperately tries to find a way out. But something extraordinary happens. The masks, costumes, and dummies suddenly come to life with a mischievous sparkle in their eyes once the doors are locked. Max soon discovers that these magical beings each possess unique personalities and powers. Madame Maskia, the confident mask who can read minds. Jackson, the playful jester who can manipulate objects. I don't know if you guys can read this, sorry. And Ivy, the shape-shifting costume, able to take on the appearance of anyone or anything. Okay, so it's Max Dennison. Okay, thank you, Diva. Okay, as Max befriends the lively and magical inhabitants of the shop, he learns that they were all trapped within these objects centuries ago, striving to break free from their curse. Well, that's fun. The only clue lies in a hidden chamber deep within the store. I always get hidden chambers no matter what I'm writing. Okay, the chamber is guarded by a powerful spell. Determined to help these newfound friends regain their freedom, Max embarks on a perilous quest navigating through ancient riddles, secret passages, and dangerous challenges. Throughout their adventure, Max must confront his fears, unravel the mysterious history of the magic shop, and learn the true meaning of courage and friendship. But will he be able to break the ancient enchantment before sunrise, when the magic will fade away forever? So it says it's an enthralling middle grade magical realism novel that explores themes of self discovery, bravery, and the magic of unexpected friendships. It takes the readers on a thrilling journey into a world where imagination and reality collide, reminding them that sometimes the most extraordinary things are hidden just within reach. Well, that's fun. That sounds like a fun little premise for a story. We can go with that. I'm actually happy with that one. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and ask to generate us some characters. Let's see if there's a character prompt in here. I don't remember what is in here. Character development. Character sheet. Let's see, from a character list. Okay, so let's ask it to create us a character list first. So I'm going to go into Wordbanger. I bounce around in here a lot, just kind of on a whim. Whatever I feel like is the one to use is what I'm going to use. Your methodology might be different. You might always use a prompter. You might always use Wordbanger. There's no one way to do things. Just do it however helps your workflow. You have to find your workflow as you're working through this, so that way you know you go from point A to point C. You know where your point B is, if that makes sense. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my my default prompt that I always start with, which is your writing assistant who is expert in every element of story writing, craft plotting, and any other task. Actually, we're just doing a character list. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. So we're going to put that up there. And then down here, I want it to give me a character list, and I want it to base it on what was in the Notion slot. So for that, I have to actually grab the Notion slot because that is the wrong one. Right here. And just so it's easier to find, I'm actually going to move premise right under, no, don't do that, under supporting characters. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to grab this Notion link and paste it in here. Enter to apply, load and refresh. And I'm just going to wait a minute because it has to pull everything from the Notion page. There's not much in the Notion page, but it still has to pull it in. Excuse me. Diva said she's switching between like 12 tabs an hour. I feel you on that one. I'm always bouncing around. It's just the way my brain works. Okay, so we wanted to actually... Okay, so please read N3 because I wanted to go through and read that premise and create a detailed character list, including, what is that, Myers-Briggs? Is it 2Gs? I think it's Myers-Briggs. I believe so. Let me make sure. I always spell it wrong. Give me 1 second. I'm just verifying the spelling of it. Briggs, B-R-G-G-S. Okay, that way. Includes Myers-Briggs information. Okay. I normally don't have this many spelling errors when I type. It's only when I'm doing lives that I get all these spelling errors. Okay, so we're going to have it read that and then give us a detailed character list, including Myers-Briggs information. Make each character unique. Actually, we're going to put give each character unique traits that, let's see, assist or become detrimental to them in the story. And let's see what we get from there. So we have, what do we have here? Okay, for this, I'm still going to keep it at, let me keep it at 3.5. And I'm just going to go with 16K. I'm not feeding a lot of information into it, but we're going to go with 16K just to see. 96. I'm going to keep the temperature at 1, the top P at 1 to see what we get. Because I kind of want it to follow this. I want to be a little bit creative, though. I'm going to try a 0.9 here. And I'm going to try a 0.6 here, and we're just going to see what happens. Sometimes I play around with the numbers to see what gives me the best results, because depending on the day, the AI might give you something you want or don't want. So now we're going to click bang, and we are going to wait for a second for it to do its character list. Okay, Max Turner, age 12, Myers-Briggs type ENFP, which is extroverted, intuitive, feeling, and perceiving. He's a highly imaginative and curious kid who loves exploring the magical world of Mr. Elias. I said Elias, I think. Elias's shop. It is Elias now. He has a vibrant personality and is always eager to learn new things. Max possesses a natural ability to connect with others and is driven by a sense of adventure. So I like that. He's an adventurous little kid, likes to have fun, likes magic, so that's fun. Unique trait. Max's vivid imagination allows him to think outside the box and come up with creative solutions to problems. However, his tendency to get lost in his own thoughts can sometimes no. Okay. His tendency to get lost in his own thoughts can sometimes distract him from focusing on the task at hand. Okay. That sounds a lot like me, that last sentence. I feel called out. I'm sure a lot of us that are writers are kind of similar. We get so many things going on at once that it's just hard to focus on one. Okay. So, Mr. Elias, age unknown. How do we not know his age? Okay, Myers-Briggs type INFJ. So this guy is like either a vampire or a ghost, or I guess a magician could be immortal. That would be fun. Anyways, okay, the Myers-Briggs type is INFJ. Introverted, intuitive, feeling, and judging. Mr. Elias is a reclusive and eccentric owner of the magic shop. He is wise, mysterious, and possesses a deep understanding of magic. Although he appears reserved, he cares deeply for the magical beings trapped within his shop and becomes a mentor figure to Max. That's fun. Strong intuition, he can sense when something is amiss. He has knowledge of spells and enchantments. His introverted nature sometimes makes it a challenge for him to express his emotions or connect with others on a deeper level. That's interesting, because they're putting Mr. Elias in the story when it should just only be Max. So I'm actually going to just change this. He has a vast knowledge of spells and enchantments that he shared with Max over the years. So we're going to make him like a mentor, but I don't actually want him there with Max in the shop, because he leaves the shop and locks in Max gets stuck. So that didn't make sense. We're going to say he has a vast knowledge of spells and enchantments that he shared with Max over the last year. Max is a little bit young, so it wouldn't be like multiple years. Okay. Next is Madame Mesquia. Yeah. We're going to say Mesquia for this one. Age unknown. That makes sense for this one. Myers-Briggs type ESTJ. Extroverted, sensing, thinking, judging. So she is a confident and assertive mask with the ability to read minds. She often takes charge and acts as a voice of reason among the magical inhabitants. Madame Mesquia is determined to break free from her curse and regain her freedom. Her unique trait is she has a strong sense of organization and practicality that help her analyze situations quickly. However, her straightforward nature can sometimes come across as harsh or insensitive to others, leading to conflict within the group. So that's fun. I really like when it gives me this stuff, because it kind of, the characters are different enough to where it's going to be interesting, and it's not just all cookie cutter, because that gets really boring really fast when all the characters like can do everything in the world, like the Mary Sue characters. Those ones are not as fun. Okay, so Jackson, age unknown. By the way, if you have any questions or anything about what I'm doing or for the story, feel free to put it in chat. I do have the chat up so I can see it when you guys type out to me. Okay, so Jackson, age unknown. Myers-Briggs type ENTP. Extroverted, intuitive, thinking, perceiving. So playful, mischievous jester. He has telekinesis. He likes jokes and tricks, so he's kind of the fun guy that's just there, kind of like a happy sidekick type thing, it seems like. He yearns for freedom and uses his powers to assist Max. He has quick thinking and the ability to manipulate objects with telekinesis. But he's impulsive, and that could lead to unpredictable outcomes or unintended consequences. Okay, so that's fun. That gives us something a little bit different to work with. And I'm not sure why it suddenly jumped up. Okay, and then we have Ivy, ISFP, introverted, sensing, feeling, perceiving. She's a shape-shifting costume. That's fun. She's gentle and empathetic. She can take on the appearance of anyone or anything. She longs to break free from her curse. She has keen observation skills and the ability to empathize with others, which allows her to blend seamlessly into different environments. But she's introverted, and that makes it a challenge for her to assert herself or express her desires. I like this character list. This is a really fun character list, and every character is just different enough for it to be interesting and for them to take a different approach in the story. So I am very happy with this. So I'm going to keep that temperature as we work through this and just see what else we get, because I would call this a success with this character list. I'm not sure about all you. Feel free to put in chat if you guys like it, don't like it. For me, though, I'm actually pretty darn happy. Okay, and I'm just going to, since I changed this, I'm just going to go in there and let's see, save. Here we go. Save to Notion. This is going to be character sheet. I'm going to save it. I just realized I always forget that that's there. Like normally I'll go copy and paste into Notion, but I forgot that that button was actually there to do this. So here's my character sheet, which is right in my auto write pages. So I'm just going to grab all of this and transfer it into my end slots. Okay, I'm going to delete that bottom paragraph when I do it, but let me get out of here first. Notion has been going a little bit slow for me today, but we'll just make do. Wow, what is going on, Notion? There we go. It just needed a little bit of extra love. Okay, so the main character is going to be Max. So we're going to grab Max, and we're going to grab all of these to take out of here. I'm going to get rid of that number, because sometimes the numbers mess me up. There's our main characters. I'm going to copy, I already copied, so I'm just going to paste these ones in here. I'm going to take out this wrap up paragraph and delete each of these numbers real quick. Okay, so now we have our supporting characters as well, so that's great. So next what I'm going to do is go into Insta2. It already knows what its task is, so I don't need to put that back in. But I can actually add new prompts in here. So I have my character sheet here. Down here I could have a totally different prompt. Another prompt here, another prompt here. The prompts don't even have to link. I could have it doing character, then setting, and whatnot. That's actually a good idea. Let's go ahead and create a setting for this. We want a detailed setting for this. So for this one, we're going to put, let me see. I'm going to refresh our Notion slots first because my stuff did not show up yet. Okay, there we go. So we're going to put our premise in here. So please read N3. I just like to split it apart this way because this is how my brain works. You could put, since we're only doing something simple, you could put it all into one box. But for me, it just, to keep my workflow, the reading is always in the top box, and the actual command, the prompt I'm giving it, what I want to do, I always put in the bottom. That's the way it works for me. But I mean, however you want to do it will work as long as you're following the way Rexy works. So please read N3. And I always say please just to be polite, so that way hopefully it gives me better results. I don't know if you guys have seen the difference between when you actually are nice and ask it please, or when you just give it a demand. Have you seen any difference in that? If you had, let me know in the chat, because I find that really interesting. So please read N3, and then we're going to say, please give me a detailed setting for the story. Now put a detailed setting for the magic shop. And then we're going to do that. We're just going to try this. Please give me a detailed setting for the magic shop. We're going to keep our parameters the same. I always do the wrong one. Here, we're going to keep that. We had pretty good results. So I'm going to keep the 16K with the 0.9 temperature and the 0.6 top P, because I was pretty happy with that. I'm going to clear this box out right here. When you click clear, it doesn't delete that, so it is safe. I'm going to change this to 2, and we're going to click Let's Bang, and we are going to see what we get again. Okay, excuse me. The magic shop in Whispers of Enchantment is located in the heart of a bustling city, surrounded by tall buildings and busy streets. Nice. The shop appears slightly out of place with an air of mystery. The exterior is adorned with intricate carvings and whimsical designs. That's fun. Front door is wood with brass handles. Let's see. The atmosphere inside is of wonder and awe. The interior is dimly lit with soft golden lighting casting a warm glow. That's nice. Every nook and cranny of the shop is filled with intriguing curiosities. Glass cabinets showcase delicate fairy figurines that seem to flutter their wings. I want one of those. Where can I get me a little fairy that flutters its wings? That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Okay, there we go. The shop is divided into different sections, each dedicated to a specific branch of magic. One area is devoted to illusion and sleight of hand, with decks of cards and disappearing coin tricks. That's fun. Another section is ancient artifacts and relics. There's a wand is believed to have been used by an actual sorcerer. There's a grand stage. I love that. There's a grand stage complete with red velvet curtains and a worn wooden floor. If I had a shop that had a stage in the center with velvet curtains, I could die happy. That is, like, to me, that is perfect for a shop. That is amazing. Let's see. As visitors explore the shop, they may catch glimpses of movement out of the corner of their eye. Overall, the saying of the magic shop is a place where the imagination and reality intertwine. I like that. That's not bad at all. I am pleased with that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab this and put this in our end slots. So I'm going to back out of here. Back out. I don't know why that became a song in my head, but it did. So you're welcome. That is the new hit. That's going to like top the charts for the next like 500 days. And I'm going to get like 5 platinum records from that. So don't no one be stealing my idea and making that song. That is proprietary Michelle. All right, let's see. So this what do we do here? This was the setting. My setting is down here. Okay, so there's my setting. No, don't dismiss. There we go. It doesn't like the way spellbooks is spelled, but it can deal with it. Okay, and I'm going to move my setting up. As I finish things, I just like to move them upwards so I know where they're at. It's not very great when you have a prompt that relies on your end slots being in a certain spot, but once I actually do my blackjack with my end slots in order, I will keep them in the same order, but for now I just move them around to help me remember what's what. Okay, so we have our main characters, the supporting characters, our premise, and our setting. So next I want to ask it what story elements would be necessary to create a good book. Okay. So I'm going to back out of here again, back out. I don't know why that is stuck in my head. I apologize, y'all. I just said y'all. I never say y'all. I just said y'all. I know who I got that from, too. I'm going to have a talk with her later. Okay, so we're waiting for the end slots, which are now done. All right, and then we're going to go in here, and I'm going to minimize into 2 because I don't want to get confused. And right here, I'm going to say, please read. Actually, I'm going to be, if I was smart, I would have actually copied and pasted that. Please read the following. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And I'm curious if we already have a prompt built in for this. Let's go check real quick. I'm going to copy this for later because I know I'm going to need it like 500 times. Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to use my default one, I believe. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead in here. We're going to say, let's see. Please make a detailed report of all the necessary story world elements that are needed to create a young adult. We're just going to call it a novella. A young adult novella. Okay, so please make a detailed report of all the necessary storyboard elements that are needed to create a young adult novella. Why did I capitalize YA? There we go. Nope, there we go. To create a, we'll say a popular young adult novella. Okay, there we go. So now that I have that, I'm going to run this and we're going to get the story world elements for this story. I'm going to change this to 3 and click Let's Bang. I should have cleared this out, but I didn't. So now you're going to get to see what happens when you do not clear that box out. I totally did that on purpose just to show you all what happens. Honest. Okay, to create a popular young adult novella, the story world element should include engaging and relatable main characters, intriguing premise, we have both of those, rich and immersive setting, we have that as well, well-defined supporting characters, we have that, compelling plot and pacing, the plot should, that's a lot of P's, the plot should be well-structured and engaging with a clear beginning, middle, and end. It should include twists, turns, and surprises that keep readers hooked and eager to find out what happens next. Pacing should be balanced with moments of action, suspense, and reflection. I like that. So I'm actually going to copy that and paste it into my writing style. Or, yeah, that way it'll kind of stick on that same trend. Themes and messages. It should explore meaningful themes and convey important messages that resonate with young adult readers. Ah, no, it's gone. Okay. So when you don't clear it out, what happens is it just adds to the bottom of here, which is fine. We could just come in here and we're going to delete this other stuff out. Let me see. Here we go. Here's where it ends. There we go. Boom, magic. Just like the story. Okay, so then I'm going to save this as story world elements because it didn't save where I wanted it to. Story. No, what are you doing? Story world elements. Boom. Save to Notion. And we wait. You could do it, buddy. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we have that. And then I'm coming up here. Dialogue and voice. Emotional resonance. Okay, this is really good. Alright, I like this. I'm going to come in here into my... I'm going to do this a smart way this time. I totally am. We're going to click on auto write and then we'll click on Notion so we have both of them open in different tabs. So I don't have to keep bouncing back and forth. Okay, story world elements we're going to grab here. I technically could have just moved this whole thing over into my other Notion, but that would have been way, way too intelligent to do. It's too early right now to be smart. So we have our story world elements in here in our Notion. Come back here and refresh this so I have them here. And while we wait, yay, there we go. Okay. So I'm going to right here and I'm going to clear this out because I don't want to make the same mistake again. There we go. So now we have, let's see, setting, story elements. I forgot to move it up, but that's fine. We're just going to keep it where it is. It's N8. Okay. And actually, let's see. I want to check one thing. Yeah, we'll see there. Intriguing premise, rich and immersive setting, well-defined supporting characters. I'm trying to find the theme and message. Okay, here's my theme and message. I'm just doing this because if I have this in here, I'm hoping that that will mean it will remember the tone and theme since it's going to be specified twice. Maybe it'll kind of put it in its brain extra. It sometimes works for me. It sometimes does not. It depends on how the AI is feeling that day, but it never hurts to have the extra. So I'm just going to come in here and also do that. It's for, where is it? Nope, that's where I just was. Story elements, here we go. I'm going to do that also for the dialogue because I do have a different section for the dialogue. And though that takes up more Notion slots, I just like having the extra kind of oomph of like, hey, remember, don't forget this. You're getting it a second time, don't forget. Okay. And then I'm going to put this in dialogue style. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to move tone and theme up here. And I'm going to move dialogue style up here. Okay, so that should be fun. Story elements as well. And then we have our setting. Okay, perfect. We have what we need, or I have what I need rather in Notion now, so I'm going to refresh. Apparently, I was muted, so yes. Okay, so it generated the text, and I'm going to be typing in, please read the following again, because I forgot to copy and paste it. I didn't forget to copy and paste it, but I had copied and pasted something after I copied and pasted this, which does not work unless you have a fancy program that lets you keep more than one in memory, which eventually I need to actually find one of those that works for me. I'm just going to feed all of this into it. And then dialogue. I don't need dialogue style yet because I'm not actually going to have it right yet. So we're going to put all of this in here. And I am going to see if it'll give me scene briefs. So please give me a list of scene briefs. Let's try a list of, let's see, how many chapters should we have in a novella? Maybe 15-ish? Trying to think of the word count for that. Okay, 15, maybe, I'm debating between like 15 and 20. Maybe I'll just do 20 and we'll see. A list of 20 scene briefs. I'm going to scene briefs for a novella that has 20 chapters. So please give me a scene brief for a novella that has 20 chapters. It's not going to know chapters to put scene. It has 20 scenes. And let's see what happens. I didn't word that the way I normally do, but we're going to see what happens. And if it doesn't work, we'll do it the other way. Okay, scene 1. Oh, it's mixing them in there. Scene 2, scene 3. Okay, so it's not doing bad. So scene 1, it's saying is Max's. I'm going to change it. It's not his first visit to the shop. We're going to put that he just visits the shop because he's been there before for Elias to have taught him some magic stuff. Scene 2 is he gets locked in. Scene 3 is his initial encounter with Meskia, Jackson, and Ivy. Scene 4, we're gonna Mr. Elias reveals the knowledge of the curse and shares a clue. Nope, that's not gonna work. So let's see. Scene 5, Max and the magical bean search for the hidden chamber within the shop. Scene 6, oh no, it's gone again. Okay, scene 6. Meskia uses her memory abilities to gather information from a reluctant shop visitor. There can't be a shop visitor. It's after hours. What are you doing to me? Okay, so let's go in here and let's see where it went wrong with that because that is not what we want. 12-year max, curious kid. As last customer leaves and the shop is closed. I'm just kidding. I'm going to take that out. That's going to close it after the shop is closed. And it closes for the day. Trying to think of the way I can word it that's going to confuse it the least. So one evening, Max gets accidentally locked inside the magic shop when it closes for the day. I'm gonna and is trapped in there overnight. The shop is closed. Just in case. So it can't tell me I didn't tell it the shop was closed. Okay, panic quickly sets in as he desperately tries to find his way out. But something extraordinary happens. The mask, costume, and dummy suddenly come to life. Okay, that's fine. He discovers that they possess unique abilities. We know that. Let's see. So it says he learns they were all trapped within these objects centuries ago. So maybe we should tell it how they learned that is what I'm thinking. Let's see. If you have any ideas, go ahead and type them up in the chat. I'm just trying to think of how he would learn they were trapped. Maybe he finds a book or a document, or maybe there's something hidden in a loose floorboard in the shop. I actually like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let's see. Where is that part? Okay, they're all trapped within the object centuries ago. Okay, so as Max befriends Lively and Magical inhabitants of the shop, they begin to explore. But he begins to explore for a way out. He begins to search for a way out. As he approaches the shopkeeper's desk, his foot presses down on a loose floorboard. No, his foot hits a loose floorboard. How about that? Okay, so Max attempts to pry up the floorboard. You can see he's a destructive little kid with the help of the others. Of the magical bean so it doesn't bring someone else in. And inside they find, let's see, should it be a scroll? Should it be a book? I'm thinking a little book maybe. Inside they find a small, we'll put a journal. I like journals, a small journal. Okay, and then, okay, so we'll do it that way. I think that'll be better. So as Max befriends the lively and magical inhabitants of the shop, he begins to search for a way out. This is why I read aloud. As he approaches the shopkeeper's desk, his foot hits a loose floorboard. Max attempts to pry up the floorboard with the help of the magical beans, and inside they find a small journal. I put journey. They find a small journey. There must be a really small world to fit inside there. They could jump in and start a little journey. Okay. He learns that they were all trapped within these objects centuries ago, striving to break free of the curse. Okay, so that makes sense. So now we're going to tell it how Max finds out. So that way suddenly the shopkeeper does not like poof in like, hey, this is happening, and then poof out, because that's just, no. That's just a big no. Okay, so now that we have that set up, we're going to go back into here in my end slots and refresh. And we're going to wait for that to happen. Alrighty, there we go. And since that happened, and since we already did this here, a novella has 20 scenes, we're going to just reuse this prompt because nothing in the prompt really needs to change. Actually, yes, it is. I lied. Hold on. We changed the premise of it. So we're going to go in here because this still has the old premise. So we're going to grab this premise here. Like, go. Boom, get out of here, premise. And I'm just going to put N3. This is what I love. I don't have to go in and copy all of that other stuff. I don't have to retype it. I could just put N3 here, and it's going to know it's the premise because it's going to know to read over here. So I love that. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, so now we're going to try this again. I'm going to clear this out, and we're going to bang. I always get songs with the word bang stuck in my head every time I click that button. Never fails. Okay, so number 2 we're going to take out. Because he's not meeting Elias for the first time. He's been there multiple times. That's something that's in my premise that I need to specify. Because it keeps assuming that this is Max's first trip there. Okay, so opening scene, he enters the shop and it's going to go away. Okay. I don't like the way that formatted this. But it did give me 20 at least. Oh, of course it wraps it up like that. It always wraps it up with a nice little pretty bow. Let's see. Okay, so opening scene, he enters a shop. He meets Elias. I should actually be doing this over here in the auto right because I'm going to transfer it over anyway. So he doesn't meet Elias because he's already met him before. Next to his magic shop and is immediately captured by its enchanting atmosphere. And put as he always is. Just so that we know he's been there before. So Max. Well, actually, we're gonna have Mr. Elias show Max a new magic thing he has. Mr. Elias shows Max a new acquisition. No. I forgot this is a young adult. Something new. Something new delivered to the shop. Max gets his first look at, we're gonna say at Jackson. Jackson just arrived in the shop. Okay. So then that makes more sense. Because now Max isn't suddenly this new guy. Okay. So there we go. And let's see what we have here. Perfect. So now we have an actual decent story brief. So we're going to say chapter brief, we're going to say. Okay, and then I'm just going to, I don't know why I typed it there. Let's grab it here. We're going to put this over in our other one. Yeah, both of them in the same spot again. Okay, let's see, dialogue style, emotional style, plot, story, act. I'm going to put this. It's not really an outline. I'm going to call it an outline because it's kind of in a format that at least it's like follow this in order. Okay. And then I'm going to bring outline up to the top. Excuse me. Under, do we have dialogue style? Yes, we do. That's going to go up here. And then, okay, so there we go. So now that we have that, let's see what time it is. We have a little bit of time left. Thank you all for sticking with me. I'm going to keep going. So next, we want to go in here, refresh my Notion page. And we're going to wait for that to refresh. Yes, we are. Okay, with dialogue style, the tone, the theme, the story elements, the outline, perfect. So next I'm going to use the outline, the tone and theme, the dialogue style, the setting, and the characters. So that way we can actually generate, we're going to see if it'll generate just one scene and not do all of it all at the same time. Okay, so we're going to go to Insta5 now. And we're going to say, please read the following. We're going to do N1. And I'm probably feeding it in way more information than I need to. But I just want to make sure, or try to make sure that it stays on track. Sometimes if you feed in too much information, you might not get the results you want. So sometimes it's better to give it less, but in this case, I want to try to give it all of this stuff to see if it'll follow exactly what I want. Okay, so N5, N6, N7, and then N8. Come on, let me go down. Thank you. Okay, and this is the reason why I'm using 16K, because I'm going to just jam so much stuff into there. Alright, so there we go. Okay, and then we're going to say, please generate scene 1. Include this, let's see, include a lot of dialogue and vivid descriptions of, let's see, the scene. So we're going to try to please generate scene 1 and include lots of dialogue and vivid descriptions of the scene. Or put in the scene, vivid descriptions in the scene. Please only write scene 1. Please generate scene 1. Yeah, there we go. And then generate, we're just going to say 1500 words because it's not going to give me 1500 words. But if I type 15, maybe it'll give me like 1000 if I'm lucky. Maybe it'll give me 800. But as long as it doesn't just stick me with 200, I'm good. So we're going to do scene, no, Insta5, my apologies. And we're going to click let's bang, 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 bang. That's going to be my new thing. And I could just feel the cringes of people now. All right, so it is generating. We're going to see if it stops at the end of scene 1. I should have told it not to wrap up with scene 1, but we're going to see what happens. Okay, so scene 1. Max Turner stepped through the creaky wooden door, his eyes widening in awe as he entered the magical realm of Mr. Elias's shop. The air was thick with anticipation, and the shelves were filled with an array of peculiar items, from shimmering crystals to ancient spellbooks. Max's heart raced with excitement as he took in the enchanted atmosphere. I'm going to adjust that a little bit because it still feels like it's his first time going in, but maybe the shop was just remodeled. Who knows? We'll have to ask Max. So the shop was dimly lit, casting long shadows across the room. The scent of old parchment and incense hung in the air, adding to the mystique. Max's gaze darted from one intriguing item to another, unable to decide where to begin his exploration. Okay, let's see. So as he ventured further into the shop, he noticed a tall figure standing behind the counter. It was Mr. Elias, the enigmatic owner of the magic shop, dressed in a long flowing robe. I love that he's wearing a robe in his shop instead of like a suit or something. I love that. Okay, so the enigmatic owner of the magic shop. Dressed in a long flowing robe, he had a wispy beard. Oh no, it's gone again. Come back. Okay, where the heck was I? Okay, there we go. So he's dressed in a long flowing robe, wispy beard. It reached down to his chest, piercing blue eyes seemed to hold centuries of wisdom. He'd be smart. Okay, welcome, young Max. So we do, excuse me, we do have our dialogue, which is good. If you don't specifically ask it for dialogue, it's not going to give you dialogue. So I always ask it for a lot of dialogue, and sometimes it'll give me just the right amount. Sometimes I still have to add some in, but I like to have at least the baseline, the skeleton of the dialogue, if nothing else. So Max grinned, his eyes sparkling with curiosity. I couldn't resist the allure of your magical wonders, Mr. Elias. I always find something new and exciting every time I visit. Okay, so there. It's not his first visit, so I'm happy. Mr. Elias chuckled softly. Ah, the world of magic is full of surprises indeed. Come, let me show you something special that just arrived this morning. Intrigued, Max followed Mr. Elias to a corner of the shop where a large crate sat covered in dusty cloth. With a flourish, Mr. Elias pulled back the fabric, revealing a jester costume suspended midair. Its vibrant colors and intricate designs caught Max's attention immediately. This, my young friend, is Jackson, Mr. Elias introduced, gesturing towards the costume. He possesses the power of telekinesis and is quite the trickster, but be warned, he can be mischievous. Isn't he supposed to be a jester toy? Did it change that? Let's see. Where are my characters? Here they are. Because that's a really big change if so. Jackson, he's a jester. He's not a piece of cloth. Mr. Elias, why did you change him into clothes? No. Okay, so let's change this real quick. This, my young friend, is Jackson. He gestured towards the doll. Okay, he possesses the power of telekinesis, blah, blah, blah. He examined the doll. Okay. Mr. Elias nodded, a twinkle in his eye. Indeed, Jackson has quite the talent. But remember, Max, magic can be both a blessing and a curse. It's up to us to use it wisely. Max nodded eagerly, his mind buzzing with excitement. I promise to be careful, Mr. Elias. I'm just so fascinated by all the possibilities. The old magician smiled warmly. That is the spirit, my young apprentice. Always keep your sense of wonder alive. Now, go and explore the wonders of the shop. Who knows what other surprises await you today? Okay, I like this. This is cute. With a grateful nod, Max bid Mr. Elias farewell and ventured deeper into the magical realm of the shop. He ran his fingers along the dusty shelves. Mr. Elias needs a duster. He needs like one of those little swifters, feeling the crackling energy that seemed to emanate from each object. Don't be touching everything. You're getting your fingerprints everywhere, boy. His imagination soared as he envisioned the stories behind him. Mr. Less is going to go up and there's just going to look like a cat jumped onto the counter, but it's going to be fingerprints because this little kid's going around tap, 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 touch, touch, touch. No touch to fishy. Okay, anyways, I digress. Let's see. As Max continued his exploration, he couldn't help but feel a sense of belonging within the walls of the shop. It was as if the magic itself recognized his presence, welcoming him into its embrace. He knew that the place held secrets waiting to be discovered, and he was determined to uncover them all. Little did Max know, oh god, this is the wrap up, that his journey was about to take an unexpected turn. Tonight he would find, yep, nope, we're not doing this. Nope, 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 you go away, mister. I wrap you in a neat bow and end your story in like 1 page instead of 500. Not that I'm going for 500 pages, but that's besides the point. Okay, as Max continued his exploration, he couldn't help but feel a sense of belonging within the walls of the shop. It was as if the magic itself recognized his presence, welcoming him into its embrace. And no. Goodbye. You are banished from this realm. Come on, there we go. Okay. So, where is my bottom? No! Okay. So, feeling with a grateful nod, Max bid Elias farewell. Okay, we're going to take this part out as well. Because what I wanted to do here from this chapter, we're going to need a lot more for this chapter, obviously, because this is a very short chapter. But this is a good skeleton to go on. So I wanted to continue writing. So I'm going to come into Insta6. I'm going to say, please continue writing scene 1. We're going to say, have Max explore the shop and enter a dusty, let's see, cabinet. What do you call those big cabinets that, like, I'm trying to think, like, you know, like a wardrobe. There we go. We're going to totally steal that idea from somewhere. Okay. Interesting. Although wardrobe's not really something like copyrighted or trademarked. Like, he's not going to a magical realm where lions and tigers and bears, that's the wrong story, all talk and dance and are merry and try to kill you. So I digress. Armoire. Thank you, Jess. That is great. Is an armoire big enough for someone to fit into? I'm not. Let's check. I'm gonna just do a real quick Google search to see how big an armoire is. That is an amazing word. Okay, so we're gonna say a dusty. We're gonna say 6 foot tall armoire. Armoire. I'm stealing your spelling. Yay! Thank you, Justin Diva. I appreciate it. That'll be great. So have Max explore the shop and enter a dusty 6 foot tall armoire. As he's fumbling around, the door to the armoire closes. Oh, Diva says she's the one that dressed the gut people in the Disney movie with the lady whose name rhymes with Mel and the big hairy monster. I don't want to get in trouble. Please don't sue me. But anyways, okay. So have Max explore the shop and enter a dusty 6 foot tall armoire. As he's fumbling around, the door to the armoire shuts behind him and locks. So now we're telling it how we want him to get stuck in there. Otherwise, it's probably going to come up with these stubs as toe and falls to the ground, and the shopkeeper doesn't notice him and locks it. So now we're telling it exactly how we want it to continue. So we're going to minimize that one. So on Insta6, we just said, please continue writing. So we are going to click. Actually, first what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and put some little dots. Where are they? Dot. So that way I know that's where I'm continuing from. And now I'm going to click Let's Bang. And we only have 1 minute left, so I'm just going to bang this. And I'm going to stop it because I didn't do 6. I'm going to go ahead and bang this right now. It sounds so wrong. Sorry. And we're going to have to wrap up here. But this is going to be our little cliffhanger for you guys to return next week. Because when you return next week, guess what? You get to see what happens and how you get stuck in the armoire. So, woo, fancy. So, I hope to see you all next week. Please like and subscribe to this video so you can follow along. I do the lives as well as Elizabeth. Elizabeth does the more advanced lives, whereas I'm handling the beginner aspect, kind of the starting from scratch and whatnot. Excuse me. So again, please like and subscribe. We'd love to have you. If you like what we're doing, if you're interested in learning along with us and learning from us, please feel free to join the FFA. It's an amazing group of people that are helping writers learn how to write with AI so they can keep up and keep, a healthy career going as AI progresses to where companies can use it to try to write and get rid of the writers. We do not want that. That's a big no-no. Well, with that said, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it greatly. Okay, so now you guys can see me. Okay, so goodbye. Have a lovely week. I hope your week goes amazing and you get everything you want in life. That was really weird, but yeah. I will see you guys all next Tuesday. Have a great day. Bye-bye.